Do you ever feel a shiver down your spine when darkness falls, or hear a whisper in the wind that isn't really there? For centuries, the ancient Appalachian mountains have held secrets, stories whispered around campfires, and legends so chilling they still echo through the hollows. Get ready, because today we're unearthing three of the most unsettling Appalachian legends that aren't just tales, they're warnings. The Melon Heads of Fairfield. I grew up hearing whispers about them. The Melon Heads. No one said it like a joke. It was always low, uneasy, like speaking their name out loud might invite them closer. Some said they were victims of cruel experiments in an asylum that burned down decades ago. Others swore they were the result of generations of inbreeding, families banished into the woods until they became something less than human. The details changed depending on who told the story, but one thing was always the same. They lived in the forests of Fairfield County, and if you wandered too far off the road, you might not come back. The first time I really thought about them was on a late-night drive. I'd taken the back roads, narrow lanes surrounded by thick forest, the kind where your headlights only cut a tunnel through the dark, and everything beyond that is shadows. It was quiet, too quiet. No other cars, no crickets, no wind, just the hum of the engine. I was halfway between towns when I saw something flash between the trees. At first, I thought it was a deer, but the shape was wrong. Too small, too quick. Then it happened again. A figure darting across the road, crouched low, moving on all fours. My stomach knotted as I realized it wasn't an animal. Its head was too large, swollen, its limbs too thin. It disappeared into the tree line before my brain could even process it. I slowed down, scanning the woods with my headlights. That's when I saw them. Not one, but several. Their bodies hunched, their heads massive compared to their frames. Their eyes reflected the light in a strange way, wide, bulging, too bright. They didn't run. They just stood there, half hidden, staring back at me. For a moment I thought maybe it was a prank. Some local kids in masks, trying to scare travelers. But then one of them stepped forward onto the road. It was barefoot, skin pale and stretched tight across its skull. Behind it, more of them emerged, 5, maybe 6, slipping out of the trees one by one. They moved strangely, twitching and tilting their heads, as if they didn't understand what they were looking at. I froze. My car door suddenly felt paper thin, the windows useless. I could feel their eyes on me, studying me, deciding. The one closest took another step forward. That's when instinct kicked in. I slammed the gas, tires screaming as the car shot forward. In the rearview mirror, I saw them scatter back into the woods, their pale forms melting into the trees. I didn't breathe until I hit the next town. Later, when I told someone about it, they nodded like they'd heard it before. Fairfield, they said. That's where they live. They told me other stories, hunters who came back shaken, swearing they'd seen figures watching them from the tree line, campers who heard soft footsteps circling their tents at night, but found nothing when they looked outside. One man claimed he woke up to see a small figure crouched just beyond the firelight, staring until it slipped back into the dark. No one agrees on what the Melon Heads really are. Some cling to the asylum story, that they were patients with hydrocephalus, their heads swollen by fluid, left to fend for themselves when the institution burned. Others believe they're simply an inbred clan, families forced into isolation until their bodies changed. There's even a theory that they aren't human at all, something older, something feral that's always lived in the woods. Whatever the truth is, the stories don't stop. Even now, people swear they've seen them. Pale, deformed figures darting between trees, crouched low, watching from the shadows. And the warnings are always the same. Don't stop your car on those back roads. Don't follow strange noises into the woods. And whatever you do, don't look too closely at the tree line. Because if you see the melon heads, they've already seen you. The Wampus Cat's screech. The first time I heard it, I thought it was a woman screaming. But I was alone, deep in the Appalachians. The fire was dying low, the forest quiet, when the sound ripped through the night. High-pitched, shrill, broken like a cry of pain. But underneath was a growl, deep and guttural, like something inhuman trying to mimic a voice. I froze. Every hunter, every camper in these mountains knows the stories. The Wampus Cat, a creature of witchcraft, cursed to roam forever. Some say it's a massive mountain cat with glowing eyes. Others swear it's worse. A beast with the body of a cougar and the twisted face of a woman, born from an old Cherokee curse. I tried to convince myself it was just a bobcat. But I've heard bobcats before. Nothing sounds like this. The scream came again, closer this time. My flashlight cut through the trees, and that's when I saw them. Two glowing eyes reflecting back. They were too far apart, too low to the ground for a cougar. The shape was wide, heavy, crouching in the underbrush. I loaded my rifle, but my hands were shaking. The eyes blinked once. Then the shape moved. Fast, circling the edge of the firelight. I could hear it breathing, deep, ragged, almost human. Then it screamed again, louder. The sound tore through my skull like claws. My ears rang, my chest tightened, and for a moment I couldn't move. It wasn't just a noise. It felt like it was inside me. I grabbed my pack and ran. Branches whipped my face. Roots caught my boots, but I didn't stop. Behind me, the sound followed, closer, closer, echoing from tree to tree. Every step felt like something was chasing, hunting, waited for me to fall, and then it stopped. The forest went silent, too silent. Even the insects had gone quiet. I didn't look back until I hit the dirt road that led out of the forest. My heart was still pounding when I saw it. One last set of glowing eyes at the tree line, watching, waiting. Locals say the Wampus Cat is a punishment. Centuries ago, a woman was caught spying on sacred rituals. As punishment, she was cursed. Her spirit trapped forever in the body of a cat, screaming in rage and sorrow. Others think it's older, a demon of the wild, born from the darkest corners of the mountains. Whatever it is, it's still here. Hunters talk about hearing screams in the night that make them drop their rifles and run. Hikers vanish, their campsites left behind, fires still burning, and every so often, a farmer swears he's seen a shadow cross his field at dusk. Too big to be a cat, too strange to be human. I used to laugh at the stories, but I've heard the scream, I've seen the eyes. And I know one thing. If you hear the Wampus Cat in the Appalachians, you're already too close. The moon-eyed people. The Appalachians are full of caves. Some are mapped, most are not. The deeper you go, the darker it gets. That's where the old legends come in. The moon-eyed people. Small, pale, almost human. Eyes so large and sensitive, they can only come out at night. The Cherokee told stories about them long before settlers came. They said the moon-eyed people lived in the caves and hills, coming out only under the moonlight. Some believed they were here before the native tribes. a race older than history, driven underground when the sun became their enemy. I never believed it, not until the summer I hiked near an old ridge in North Carolina. Locals warned me about the caves. They said people went missing near them, that strange lights sometimes flickered at night. I thought it was just superstition. Then I found one of the caves. The air pouring out was cool and damp, carrying the smell of earth and stone. Against my better judgment, I went in. The passage narrowed quickly, the light behind me shrinking. My flashlight cut a beam through the dark, but the silence pressed heavy. Then I heard it. Footsteps, software bare, echoing deeper inside. I froze. The air grew colder. My light caught movement on the wall. A hand pale and thin, pulling back into the shadows. I lifted the beam higher and saw them. Eyes, huge, reflecting the light like animals, but blinking slowly, deliberately. Then more appeared, dozens of them, glowing faintly in the dark. One stepped forward, small, no more than 4 feet tall, skin almost translucent, veins visible beneath, its head tilted, its eyes unblinking, its mouth barely moving like it was trying to form words but couldn't. My flashlight flickered, then died. In the pitch black, the only thing I could see were the eyes, dozens of them opening one by one, surrounding me, watching. I ran, my hands scraped raw against stone, my knees cut open on the rocks. I didn't stop until I spilled back into the night. Behind me, the cave mouth was silent, but I could still feel them watching. Some people say they were a lost tribe, maybe Welsh explorers who vanished centuries ago. Others believe they were something older, not human at all. Survivors of a forgotten lineage forced into the dark. Whatever they are, the stories haven't stopped. Hikers still vanish. Locals still whisper about pale figures slipping through the trees at night. And sometimes people swear they see glowing eyes deep in the caves, waiting for the moon to rise. The moon-eyed people are more than legend. In these mountains, they are a warning. And once you've seen them, you'll never walk in the dark the same way again. The Appalachians don't forget who walks their trails. Some legends wait in the dark for the next one, foolish enough to wander in. Thanks for watching. No sleep tonight. Subscribe for more true horror every week. And whatever you do, don't wander too far off the trail.